Hi, my name is Randy Snow. I'm a former over-the-road truck driver, small business manufacturer, framing carpenter, and most recently, building contractor. I am a native San Diegan. I am one of 10 kids. My parents have been married over 55 years. I speak not as a Democrat, not as a Republican. I am speaking as an American. America needs honesty in government. Crony capitalism and pay-to-play politics makes that idea a humorous oxymoron. Only capitalism that is checked by a government that puts the people first is what is consistent with our Constitution and is the only way free enterprise can breathe and grow. People feel that the door to the American dream has been shut in their face. So many of us have worked hard for our future, only to have the rug pulled out from underneath our feet. Responsible homeowners who paid their mortgage obligations, only to see their equity evaporate because the big banks acted irresponsibly. College students who studied hard only to graduate into an economy without promising jobs. And the courageous men and women of our military who risk their lives for their country only to find an unemployment line waiting for them at home. Corporate cronyism that curries favors in Washington, big oil that stifles the development of new kinds of energy, big bank bailouts, wasteful run-on wars, bloated government bureaucracy that cannot streamline yet expects you to do so. These are some of the things that choke the economy and prevent job creation. Republican extremists, while willingly supporting the last 25 years of free trade agreements, schemes that suck the wealth out of the American middle class and are the cause of the growing entitlement state, now want to take these programs from you. Just as we are calling upon our leaders to create the conditions that induce job creation in America, they are once again trying to pass 3 more free trade agreements under the hoax of job creation. These agreements, naturally, are good for banks, financial institutions, and farmers, but are bad for Main Street Americans and their standard of living. Just as a football team could not win against another team if it had favorable rules, neither can the American workforce prosper against cheap overseas labor. The net result of these free trade agreements is that wealth has become concentrated in the hands of the 1%. And America now has dangerous income disparity. Americans want fair trade, not free trade. American workers, the 99%, are not international commodities. Consumer goods, as well as industrial products, are the big providers of quality jobs in America, not to mention the millions of ancillary jobs that come with these industries as well. The incredible technology that we enjoy today is the harvest of years and years of discovery, risk, and American genius by generations and generations who came before us. Our ancestors would scoff at the income disparity that has resulted from the transfer of all this innovation passed off to cheap overseas labor for the short-term benefit of a few multinational corporations at the long-term expense of the American standard of living, turning America into some kind of swap meet that provides cheap goods but no jobs. Multinational corporations cannot continue to act as some detached patriot and leech upon our country by producing in some cheap labor market, then selling in a more lucrative American market, and then sheltering the profits in some overseas tax haven. This practice is not sustainable and will bankrupt our great country. No one really likes taxes, but they pay for the police, firemen, and military, and all those services that any free society needs. An additional comment about corporate cronyism in Washington. Solyndra is a good example. And when I mention Solyndra, I'm not against new forms of energy. This is just an example of corporate cronyism. Traditionally, our government invests in research and development via universities, grants, etc. But they should not become venture capitalists in the production side of the economy. That's for the market. The former Eastern European command economies prove that doesn't work. Our founding fathers felt education was so important to the health of the country, they mandated that our government provide for it in the Constitution. Affordable quality education is not passé in America. Let's fix it for everyone. Americans want a strong and vibrant military, but they demand the same efficiency and responsibility in defense spending as the establishment right expects from everyday people. Let's be consistent and streamline defense spending by eliminating wasteful things like cost-plus defense contracts that allow large defense contractors to siphon excessive profits out of our federal budget. Americans want honesty in government. They want the politicians to represent the people, not the corporations. Let the CEOs do that. Americans and business can enjoy a mutually profitable relationship if the politicians put the interest of America first. Politicians should quit quibbling over social issues that most Americans already agree about, like who can marry who, or who should have custody of a woman's body, or who can serve in the military. These diversions are taking the focus off of jobs, jobs, jobs. I hope this protest results in the types of change that are common sense to the people. Thank you. Again, my name is Randy Snow, and I am running for President of the United States.